Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today's video is on Cyberpunk once again, and we are talking about a Netrunner build. Now, we're going to talk about the cyberware first, but I will point out that not all of this stuff that you see here is relevant. There's only a couple of things that are, and we will go into why in just a touch. Now, before we get into it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, let's get on with it. So first off, operating system. We are using the Netwatch Netrunner MK5, 11 base RAM, 8 buffer size, 6 slots. Now, the whole point of this one is it helps spread quick hacks. You can see from there, offensive quick hacks can be uploaded to free targets within a 6-meter radius, increases damage by 30%, and the RAM recovery by 9, and increases the quick hack spread distance by 60%. The whole point of this build is spreading quick hacks and using less quick hacks to take down more enemies. Then the other two important parts here are the memory boost and the X-Disc, which increase RAM and RAM recovery rate. I mean, when it comes to like your eyewear and things like that, you can have things on there that really matter, but to be honest, it's just these two and this that matters in the cyberware section. And as you can see, the quick hacks that I'm currently using are Ping, Synapse Burnout, Short Circuit, Overheat, Contagion, and memory wipe. Now, I don't have a max memory wipe, but to be honest, I barely use the damn thing. But yeah, the main kind of function is these 4 quick hacks. I use Ping to find people, but these are the quick hacks I mainly get the most of my action out of. Now, another part of the build is just about stacking buffs for quick hacks. So not all gear has quick hack stuff, but you essentially want to use quick hack cooldown reduction as well as quick hack upload time reduction on pretty much any piece of armor that you can get these on. Not all of them can have it on there, but you basically want that. And this is going to allow you to upload your quick hacks that bit quicker and pretty much completely annihilate everybody that comes across you. Now, the first thing you're probably going to notice is we are not currently max level. The reason for that is we don't need to be for this build. It's fairly simple and straightforward. And to be honest, as you can see, we've put the bulk of our points into intelligence. And then after I got intelligence maxed out, I just started dumping stuff into body and technical. Nothing else matters other than intelligence. This is just flavor. So I am going to completely ignore what's in there because the reality is all you need is in here. Now, first off, we're going to go into what we've got in Breach Protocol. So we've got mass vulnerability quick hacks and mass vulnerability resistances. The reason for this is going to reduce the ability of our enemies to resist our quick hacks once we've used Breach Protocol. And then we do have mass vulnerability in here as well. Just once again, helps do more damage and gives us a lot more time in the Breach Protocol section. Then we've got things such as buffer optimization, which helps increase the duration of our demon's effects. Then we have Total Recaller, which reduces our quick hack RAM, as well as Total Recall, which does the exact same. Pretty much everything else in here is just, you know, not so much necessary, just helping me go about the game and do my thing. But as you can see everything that's here, but it's not relevant to the build other than the things I've just mentioned. Then when we go to quick hacking, you will notice that I have just maxed out everything. Now, I'm not going to go into each and every single thing here because most of these are pretty self-explanatory. They increase damage for quick hacks, they reduce the RAM cost for quick hacks, they recover RAM, and they do different kind of things like spreading to different enemies. Pretty much you want to max everything out here, and I didn't feel like Weak Link needed to be maxed. After I got everything else, I just felt like Weak Link was the weak link, ironically, on here. But the whole gist of what's here is it allows you to crit, it allows you to spread quick hacks, it reduces the cost of quick hacks, and basically makes you into a freaking psychic god, essentially. And I'll show you exactly what I mean right now. Now, the reason I decided to make this build video before essentially the build was 100% concrete and completed was because it is actually completely broken so far. And as you're seeing, I'm just going to upload Contagion to these enemies. It's revealing my position, but I'm literally not worried because the second that's happened, we are just going to hit them with a bunch of quick hacks. And you're seeing, like, they're just all kind of going down. I'm not even worried about this person. You know, it basically just passively murders everything and anything that's near you. And because you can get some good distance on them, and because when you're putting quick hacks on enemies, it starts reducing other quick hacks, you can essentially wipe out enemies before they've even noticed that you're there. Some of the quick hacks will one-shot quite a lot of enemies. And you're kind of seeing, this is just insane. Like, quick hacks are absolutely broken in this game. Like, literally every single person here is about to die, and there's not a damn thing they can do about it. And with each of the perks that I'm using and each of the different things that I'm doing, it is speeding up and increasing the damage of the quick hacks. And this is the whole point of the build. As you're using quick hacks, as you're using different things, it just increases the damage and the spread. And as you're seeing, because of the sheer amount of cyberdeck RAM I've got, it's physically impossible for me to run out of RAM in a battle like this. Because as I kill people, I am regaining RAM and essentially just being completely impossible to even be seen. Like, enemies are dying faster than they can actually realise I'm there. And even if they do realise I'm there, you see the little time bar ticks down and they're all absolutely slaughtered. Not a bullet fired, not a single person aware I was even here. So, obviously killing random little enemies is fairly easy. But what we're going to do is see how this build fares against a Cyber Psycho. You can see there is the Cyber Psycho over here, and we are going to breach protocol him. If I went to the right one, that would have been great, but see. Now, there's a couple of different ways you can go about these kind of things. First off, you can memory wipe them, and then once you've memory wiped them, you can go up behind them and just grab them. And then you can take them out. Like, literally, most enemies, you can just do that quite easily. However, most enemies aren't going to be, you know, able to be passived. And I'll show you exactly how you take them down without being passive. Alright, same guy, same situation. We're going to go down, breach protocol him, and then we're going to do our thing. So, breach protocol. I love when it goes different. 1C, 1C. He has all this stuff uploaded. And then what we're going to do is just murder the crap out of him. So, short circuit's a good one to start with. And as you can see, that is him down for the count. You know, not the hardest of Cyber Psychos to go up against. There's a lot of them that have better damage, better kind of things. But, you know, he went down relatively easily. And a lot of enemies are going to be the same. It's all about just getting that breach protocol on and then whittling them down. So, to surmise, the whole kind of point of this build is to not be seen and to essentially kill enemies before they even know you're there. And in large groups. Now, you're not always going to be able to do that. There's going to be certain enemies that ambush you, and certain enemies that are far more durable than others. And when you come up against these enemies, it is more difficult to use the cyberware abilities to their best. But that is kind of the point of why I've put points into body and technical ability. And the reason for that is I have been upgrading my armor and my weapons, as well as gaining health from different things. And as you can see here, I've only really put 1 point into this whole tree. That's just for health. And then if I do put any more into this tree, it's all going to be just health regen and damage mitigation related stuff. Nothing specifically to actually benefit this tree other than, you know, passives. And when you go into the technical stuff, it's basically about crafting and disassembling, just so I get more components. None of the stuff here is about actual, you know, real base stuff. I do have a little bit for crafted weapons doing more damage, but that's just a minor thing. Everything is pretty much in these 2 trees, and as I get more points, I'm more likely to unlock different data mine demons or demons that affect turrets. Though, to be fair, I don't feel like you really need these turret tamer ones. I honestly feel like it's a bit of a waste because the turrets will explode to one overcharge. So it is very much that. Then, on top of that, when we talk about the quick hacks specifically, the reason why they are so good, and if you look at a lot of them, that, for example, when equipped, defeating an enemy with any quick hack causes nearby enemies to panic. So this causes, Synapse Burner causes other enemies to run around and scream and freak out. Then you've got things like Short Circuit. When equipped, crit hits with any weapon apply this quick hack's tier 1 effect. So even shooting causes this quick hack. Then we've got Overheat, and that stops enemies from using their cyberware abilities. So if there's enemies that are using Sandevastans against you, you can hit them with an Overheat and that'll stop them from doing that. Then we've got Contagion. All quick hacks capable of spreading to multiple targets can jump 1 additional time. So this actually helps other quick hacks to bounce around, and this is the kind of idea behind this build. It's to cause as much carnage with as little effort as possible. And there are other quick hacks that you can use. For example, you've got stuff like Detonate Grenade, which, you know, can easily take out multiple enemies in the one go. It is far more RAM intensive, but it can be used. You can cause enemies to suicide. That's another one you could use. Weapon glitch, you can cause enemies' weapons to not work. And again, these kind of things bounce around as well. There is literally so many different quick hacks that you can use. I choose these ones because they have some good passive effects, they have good spread, and I'll be honest, Short Circuit kills most enemies in one shot with absolutely no effort. So, you know, it's really up to yourself what ones you really want to use. They can be used with a lot more different perks. These are the ones I prefer to use. Either way, hopefully that was informative. Hopefully you guys get the idea of how to use this build. And when it comes to the perks outside of what you've seen, you play around with it if you want. There's no saying that you can't put a load into melee so that you can use blades and things like that. It's really up to yourself. I just put the perks into the trees that I had there because I wanted to be able to craft gear and to just get that extra little bit of health out of the physical tree. But either way, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and give me your opinion on what you think of this build. Even though it's incomplete, I'm fairly certain it's as complete as the main point of it's going to get.
You took my breath away. Young and pretty, was it just a dream? The next day you called me up. You told me I'm your little buttercup. You came over and you fell into my arms.